Well, hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Make sure everybody can hear me here in the chat. Give me a little thumbs up if you can do that. Goats, Firewood, and Farms. It's showtime. All righty. Anyway, welcome to the Ignite the Fire podcast. I'm Nick. We're going to have a great time tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got two exciting guests this evening. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody here that participates in the live chat, the live stream. Anybody that's watched a video on my channel or any of the channels and the guests we have here tonight. It's been a crazy year for growth and just making friendships and being part of the community. If you're part of the live stream, I appreciate it big time. If you're part of the replay gang, make sure you guys leave a comment in the video after the fact. We'll be paying attention to all of those things afterwards. If you have a question in tonight's stream, a little housekeeping, it is in subscriber only mode. So within 20 minutes, I think you can leave a comment if you're a subscriber of the channel. I ask that you keep the chat, fairly clean, as we do have a family channel here, and we try to keep things flowing in the right direction. Positive energy, positive attitude, moving forward. I will try to do my best, and we will all try to do our best to address any super chats that you guys leave this evening. I appreciate those dearly, and they mean a lot to me. I do keep a record of those, so if I do miss something, please let me know, and we'll follow back with you as best as we can, because it could get a little wild in here this evening. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There's a link in the description on the Google Forms link. If you guys have a specific question, we'll try to address those. So if you want to fill that form out, it's pixel.fyi/ask. And if somebody could put that in the chat for me, that'd be great. That would be really helpful. But welcome, everybody, to the first episode, Ignite the Fire podcast. I got two wonderful guests with us tonight, and we're going to introduce them right now. First, we got Buckin Billy Ray. What's up, Buckin? Oh, Buckin's on mute. Look at that. Buckin's on mute. I started it off perfectly. Buckin, hold the fist up and just, there you go. You should be there.
I really I enjoyed your intro, Nick. Thank you. It was nice to hear you touched on a lot of points with what you were doing tonight, and you thanked a lot of people. I'm glad you mentioned about community. I know that's one of the things you're going to talk about tonight. I'm excited about it, and you're a community man, so I'm happy to be here, and I want to thank you for inviting me in on this. This is your first one, is that what you said?
I've done this a couple times for other people, but it is a lot different when you're doing it yourself. And then I'm usually the one behind the camera putting the technology together, and then making sure the guests or whoever's on stream is doing well and running the production side of it. So it's different whenever you're the producer and you're the host as well. So
wow,
pretty crazy. And we have 100 people so far in the chat, so I can't thank you guys enough that join. And second, we have Andrew from Eastonmade Wood Splitters, and it's a pleasure to have Andrew here this evening. Both you guys, before we get started, Andrew, I'll let you do your introduction. I just want to tell you both while we have you that I truly appreciate what you guys do, not only just on YouTube, but just in the community. And I know both of you guys from a business standpoint and a friendship standpoint. And I just wanted to tell you guys I respect you guys and appreciate your content and everything you're doing for the community. But go ahead, Andrew, introduce yourself there. If for those of you guys that don't know Andrew.
We really appreciate everything you do for us, Nick. Like, this is amazing that you've been able to put this together for us, and the subscribers to both channels, like the Buckin Army, like you guys have been absolutely fantastic and supportive of what we're doing here, and it means the world to us, guys. Without community, there's really not much left. So it's really great to have all your support behind us to push this industry forward and to support one another. I really appreciate it.
Good to see you, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on, Buck. I've been looking forward to this. This is going to be great, I think.
Yeah, we talked about it a little, probably a month or so, maybe a little longer ago. I don't know. It seems like longer, but I'm sure glad that we got this rolling, especially with Nick. His tech skills. Like, I'll tell you quite honestly, I would not be in control of setting something like this up. I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No, I don't think I could either. So I really appreciate Nick being here to put it all together, and that's amazing. Because I'm the same as you, Buck, and I'm really handy with wrenches, and that's about as far as it goes. So,
me too, buddy.
and I just bounce in between both. I mean, the technology's fun, guys, but I'm with most of the people in the chat and most of the guys like you. Like, it is fun to get out. Buckin, you said something really interesting today that was just like, I'm really just used to pulling a power cord and getting things started and going. And it's like, man, there's just so many moving pieces. But listen, hey, you guys have I got a root beer here, so wanted to say cheers. Oh, wow. Well, this is what's playing there. Am I delayed?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what's playing there. Am I delayed? I'm hearing a little bit of an echo.
You got a delay going on or something.
I don't know what's.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a delay between us talking and it coming through the.
Have you got
the computer?
You got you must have your volume on one of your devices, Nick. Your phone or your. Have you got a computer?
I'm really not sure what's. Oh, I had a phone going. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. That's the way we start things out. Listen, we do have a couple super chats. I wanted to mention Chris Liggett, the tree fella. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Outside with Shibe. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
What a supportive community we have. So first things first, guys, because we want to kick this off, and I'm going to do my best that I can here. What inspired you? I mean, I know from a business standpoint, we could start with Andrew too, because he's a business owner, and I know that for many businesses, it's an interesting thing to dabble into YouTube or to get into started into social media and just kind of jump right in. Andrew, like, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
Well, obviously, marketing is a big thing here, but I found the response and feedback from YouTube, like when I first started putting up videos, was really good, and really encouraging, and once you start doing, I'm sure you're the same, Buck. And once you start getting good feedback and stuff, it's really great because again, it's about building community, and like the people that follow us on the Eastonmade YouTube channel, it's great to get the feedback from everybody and get everybody's input on what we're doing, because we can have as many great ideas as we want, but if we don't get feedback from people that are going to be using them, it's really hard to make products better and do a better job. So that was kind of the biggest part of it, and being able to directly communicate with people in this industry. So,
and it's been a tremendous success so far. I mean, Buckin, I mean, go talk about your channel. I mean, you talk about a little bit on yours. So if you want to mention a little bit about yours, well, the inspiration from a business standpoint, you had a tree business and have one, and you just jump into YouTube.
Yeah, it's funny. I think people come to YouTube for so many different reasons, and they can. What was that, honey? She's talking to the cat. But the cat's scratching away there. We don't swear on the channel, of course. No, heavens no. But actually, for me, it had nothing to do with business at all. Actually. But before I go into that, I want to, there's lots of people that promote their business on YouTube. And they use it. And like Andrew said, marketing part of it. I got to commend Andrew right now, because what he does, he actually says, here's my product. Here I am. I'm the guy, I make it. And I'm going to show you how this unit works right now. And he dives into it. What better tool to build a business than that? Like YouTube to me is an amazing tool in so many ways. But as far as my channel, to be very honest with you, it was more about, we get into a lot of crazy jobs back in my heyday of fallen and tree work. We got into a lot of crazy stuff, and my kids were starting to grow, and I knew they were going to have kids one day. So I just wanted to document my work, is actually kind of why I thought YouTube will be a place to do that, because it kind of never goes away as far as we're hoping anyways. So that kind of inspired me to have my kids go, this is what Uncle Buckin did, or this is what Grandpa Buckin did. He was the tree faller and a logger and a climber. So it was more about documenting. And then, of course, I saw some massive YouTuber, like huge, trying to teach somebody how to file a power saw. And I got to be honest, it didn't happen right away for me, but I saw it. I thought, son of a gun. I mean, I got to be able to help somebody here with this, because as we know, every man likes to run a power saw. I can't speak for everybody, but I think 90% of men like to fire up a power saw and run it. So that kind of got me going. That really started to get me moving. I wanted to teach people right there, get the gullet, how to make this thing that we all enjoy easier. It's not a science project. So Get the Gullet was a big catalyst to this channel, and basically teaching people how to have fun with a power saw. So that's kind of, and then like Andrew said, community, people started coming in and benefiting from your videos and saying, hey, thank you. This really, really helped me. I never know how to do this before, and now it's happening. And that's kind of what got me going, to be honest with you, Nick. Is that a good enough answer for you, Nick Pixel?
That's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. And both of you guys actually have had tremendous, I would say, growth and success so far with both the channels and the businesses. I know Andrew's been working on a lot of projects. He's acquired some companies, and I thought it'd be cool to talk about that, the building a community aspect of it. And what your experiences are, both business and personally, like just building a community around a product or a business, or around what you're doing, and generating a lot of enthusiasm. Andrew, like, I don't know if you want to talk on that a little bit about how that's helped your business and how that's, affected you getting going and all your success and the growth.
It's helped out tremendously, honestly, because like in terms of like targeted marketing too, like you can build a community full of like-minded people that like chainsaws, like splitting wood, like doing all that sort of thing, and you can target that towards that specific audience. And as it grows, you continue to have new people come in. So it's and in terms of value in doing that end of it, that's it has a tremendous value to it. The hardest part of the whole thing is being comfortable doing it. It's when you first start doing it, obviously it's outside of almost everybody's comfort zone to do that, to listen to yourself talk and be in front of a camera, especially in front of a group of people, a large group of people. But once you do it, you get comfortable with it. It's just second nature. It's not it's no different than talking to somebody over the phone. And it's a really rewarding thing to be able to see the channel grow and do something with it, or be building something. It's no different than a guy out back building an old car or something like that. It's a hobby, and that's how I do it. I really, really enjoy it. So
very, very cool. And I know Buckin has one heck of a community. That experience, I know that experience, is meaningful too. You build some really good relationships, and part of that experience is you guys getting together and connecting on just a random, like not necessarily random, but like you reached out to Buckin and you guys built this friendship out of this community. And how did that go down? I mean, Andrew, can you talk about that a little bit? Because that'd be pretty cool.
I watched the chainsaw videos. Fire on the saws and stuff. Like once I started watching those videos, and like again, like Buckin said, I really enjoy cutting wood. I really enjoy having a saw that cuts real nice, that works well, that's performed well, and so that's how I kind of got onto the Buckin Billy Ray channel, is through that. And like I seen him running axes and stuff, and like, well, I'll just throw it out there and see if he is interested in running a wood splitter. Like if he wants to give it a try, like what better guy to give one to if he can make use to it and help his community and help people around him. I wasn't sure if he was gonna even be interested, or to just not even respond. But it was really great to get her to hear from him and build a relationship on it. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
So he reaches out. So you reach out to him, and you send a log splitter over in the hopes that he might use it, whatever, to the number, the guy that runs axes more, he's an axe guy. You take this big risk. It's a business thing. It's also a community thing. And Buckin, how did that play out for you?
Well, I'll be honest, as most of my viewers and the community know, I don't have any partnerships or any sponsored video. I just don't have any of it. I did a teeny little thing with Weaver. They reached out to me, but it was right in my pocket. It was to do with a falling pouch, and they asked for some assistance on building this thing. And I think that was honestly the only thing I ever did. And then, of course, my fear was when Andrew reached out to me, because that's a pretty big bite. You know, he sent a big machine this way. And I was like, my concern was that I wouldn't use it enough and that he would be disappointed in me not using it enough for the investment for him to do. And I just thought, I told him, I actually remember saying to him, Andrew, I might not be the guy for this. I mean, I like my axes, man. And he goes, Buckin, he said, I don't care if you run it once a month, once, twice a month. Doesn't matter. He says, I think it'll go just fine. So he took a chance. And I said, well, if it's going to be given to me, it ain't going to bill out. I will never build the machine out. And I have never, ever, swear my grandma's just passed away 3 weeks ago. I've never billed a cent off of that machine. So what Andrew did, we have a thing here called the recipient program, which started over 20 years ago in my business, in my tree service. And so that machine has helped me build my community and help people around here, because we get some big wood here and it's gnarly, and not everything can be split with an axe. So the jobs that we've had this machine on, granted that machine, and I'm going to tell you, I quite like running it.
But would you say that the wood that's there, Buckin, is as hard as East Coast wood or not? I just wanted to.
Well, we don't burn pine here. I mean,
I was just wondering, you know.
It's beautiful.
And the funny thing is, like Buckin said, it was completely, like between me and Buckin, it was completely and totally informal. Like he said, sure, I'll take it. I just put it on a truck. Then there's nothing. I said, I don't care how often you run it. Like just give it a try and let me know what you think of it. Like,
yeah, like I had no experience with anything. And I said, Andrew, honestly, I might, like, I do you remember me saying to you, Andrew, I said, I might not use it a lot.
Yeah. And I think honestly, before I sent it to Buckin, I don't know if we had I think we spoke like once on the phone. Like, oh yeah, I think I'll take it. And I said, sure, we'll send it out to you and see what you can do with it. Like it was completely and totally, and like, just send it. Give it a whirl. That was the biggest thing with it, and like for me, like on from a business perspective, I knew there was great value just because of Buckin's personality, the community that he's built around it for me. So like I didn't see how I could possibly lose on it, and if it was going to help Buckin out and help out the community out there, then it was even better, right? So.
We're going to talk about that for a second here too, and I just want to thank a few people: Chris Liggett again, Goats Firewood Farms, Outside with Shibe, Daewoo Productions, Gainsey. Thank you, Gainsey. I appreciate you, man. Chippy's ATV, Tim Basco, Mama Bellhopper, Recoil Small Engine. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you big time for all your help. It allows us to do some things in the community. This is all part of what we're doing here and what we'd like to accomplish. And that brings up, and I'm going to scroll down here because the chat is crazy tonight. I see Yank Doodle in there, Jeff Salisbury, GP Outdoors. It's just a wonderful place. Community. Guys, right here in the chat, everywhere we're talking about the recipient program that Buckin has, because this is kind of part of what you and Andrew have done and the relationship you guys have built. I think a big piece of this is all giving back in a way, and it seems like there's some exciting things in giving back to the community with both of you guys. So maybe even Andrew and Buckin, both of you guys could chat about that a little bit here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Nick, you, if you don't mind, Andrew, I'll pipe off on this. There's no rhyme or reason to this. For me, I come out of nothing. It's plain and simple, and it's not an uncommon story. A lot of people in the physical industry, especially logging or fire, anything to do with this industry, they probably weren't a schoolboy. I wasn't going to be no lawyer and doctor, nothing like that. This industry fit for me. So Uh, Community, it's everything. Like Andrew said in the beginning, that you can have all the, neat things and this and that, and have common thoughts and common interests, but that doesn't mean they're all going to come together and try and do something together. But this my community personally has, we've come across some people to donate to. What we donate to the homeless in Vancouver, like the homeless youth and all these other little places. But I get excited when we start talking about community, because that's another reason why YouTube I think is powerful, very powerful. And for those of you who watch my channel, you hear me talk about changing the world. Well, it isn't a joke. It's not something I thought I would say, hey, maybe this will help my channel out. No. For those of you who know my heart and know who I am, it's only just begun. It truly
Yeah.
has.
And the community is part of the business world, and for Andrew and everything with that log splitter. Like when we were talking the other day, and we just were thinking of kicking the can about putting this together, the power of community, which was kind of today's topic, and the power of everybody that's in this chat right now, like that has helped not only you grow, Buckin, but also Andrew, I believe. This whole thing, like I think people sometimes undervalue maybe or underestimate the value of what it can do to help you build a business. And Andrew said one thing the other day that really struck me that I wanted to talk is like, he wants to be able to support people too. He has employees. He got people that depend on him. He wants to be able to have some fun. So Andrew, could you talk about that? Because you go and give a splitter in the community, to the community to help Buckin and help people out. And how has that relationship with you guys helped your business and many of the people here that support your business and support your brand?
It's helped it out immensely. It's really helped the brand grow and get it more kind of mainstream. But like again, like what Buckin said, like the more the more well known we are, the easier it is to help people, and the easier it is to build that community and help one another out. So the more that we do this, and the more that we can build off these relationships, the more we can give back. Like we talked the other day, and like myself, I'm at the point in my life where I'm very fortunate for everything I have. So I want to be able to give back to the people around me that have been really good to me and help me out and help them do well. That's kind of the big thing. I want to help my community, the Buckin community, the people that work for me. Like that I'm far more concerned about that now than anything else. And the more we build this, the more resources we're going to have to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's definitely powerful. Now, would you say that the community has inspired you to take steps with your YouTube channel too, as well? Because you mentioned earlier, like you kind of got to just get started. And we quickly chatted about it, but people think they have to have like a production camera or something crazy to get started. And I looked at a couple of your first videos, man, and you just kind of went in, and it's very complicated to, I work with businesses and brands, and we talked about this. It's complicated to get people, not just to get started and be comfortable in front of a camera, but to think they have to need all this kind of stuff. And you guys are two people that just went right into it. So Andrew, like from a business perspective, like when you started your channel, you just went with it as an owner.
Oh yeah, you can make it as complicated as you want, but like the whole KISS series, it seems for YouTube, it seems to work well because it's reality TV at its finest. Like everything we do, like a lot of the times I'm sure Buckin's the same. We'll have an idea what we want to do or the message we want to get across to somebody before we go into it. But for the most part, there's no script to it, and like to try and it's not even that hard to keep it entertaining. Like for the most part, if you're an entrepreneur or a business person, you probably already have that gift of the gab. Like you can already communicate with people pretty effectively. So to be able to do it in front of a camera, it really isn't much different. And you don't need big equipment. Like a cell phone. So the camera on a cell phone is just about as good as any other camera you're gonna get right now. And like a simple GoPro is just as simple. Like even the programs are very simple on the computer to run now. So it's really, really easy to get into it. But the big thing with it is you can't. I see so many people that do this either from a creator standpoint or from a marketing standpoint, where they try to get into YouTube, they'll do a couple of videos and they give up. Like there's a lot of effort that goes into this, but once you do it, it's very, very rewarding to get that feedback and to get that support from people. Like it really does. It makes you feel good that, like for me, that I'm building something that's useful for people, and that they're happy with. Like we have a lot of great customers come through our YouTube channel that they comment on all the videos, and again, like even having subscribers come back and video after video support us and say how good of a job we're doing, how nice it is to see the videos and see what we're doing. It really does. It's a very rewarding thing to do.
It sure is. You know, Nick, I was just sitting here listening to Andrew and sitting here looking at me. Think about this for a minute. And I'm talking to the viewers right now. Think about this for a second. This man, this Andrew character here, he's a log splitter guy. The other guy over here, this Buckin character, he's an axe man. So really, if you think about it, you would think that it might not go clickety click like it does. Like I'm not gonna think, I get rid of them log splitters, be a man, use an axe, There's none of that. There's none of it. but so what I'm saying is there's a bigger purpose. Okay, there's a bigger purpose, and when it comes, and I've talked about it for a long time, and it's bring people with you. If you got something on the go and you're doing good and it's interesting, you've got to grab people with you. You've got to take people with you. Come on, what are you doing? Oh, well, we're doing the same thing. Well, we're a competition. No, we're not competition. We're not going to compete. We're going to do them. That's
big, because when you think of and I talk to channels a lot of times, and for both you guys, there's a million, hundreds of millions of searches going on. There's plenty of views to go around for everybody. So I know that when you're first getting started, it's like, well, my competitors will see this, or my, especially in business, or I don't want to share this information, or I only want to put this out.
That's the worst.
It gets, to me, that's you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to show them this. I'm not going to show them this.
And it's interesting to see businesses take the other approach and people that take the other approach and go. But when you guys were just talking there, there's been a lot of inspiration that comes out of this. So not just this live stream, but your videos that sometimes people don't, maybe they don't say it, but there's been businesses started from just your YouTube videos. I mean, I've talked to a few channels across the board. There's guys smaller just getting started, whether it's a side hustle. It seems like 2022, 2021 was the year for, I don't know if side hustle is the word, but maybe a little bit more of entrepreneurship or taking that step. You've talked about it, Buckin. And as a business guy, I think that you're seeing more channels that are like, hey, maybe I can do something. I don't need to get rich off this, or, I still have a full-time job or part-time, but I want to make a few extra bucks on the side, and they get started. So it is a business in a sense, but you guys have inspired, and I just have a list here, like firewood stands, a simple business that people go out there, put some firewood on the corner. They want to process it faster. I know in the firewood business, it comes down to like, what do the bags cost? How are we going to wrap them? How are we going to split them? How are we going to get the wood cut? Is, your process needs to be shortened up. So Andrew helps out with that. And that's a really cool thing. But I think even small engine repair, I think that people were really starting businesses out of this, and channels. I wanted to mention a few here, even small, like I know Daniel Atkins has a smaller channel. Back 40 Ohio Woodburner. He left a question for you guys. And I thought this would play right in, but he said, what innovations, and Joe from Ohio Woodburner, I know he's a customer of yours, Andrew. And when you're talking about community, he had mentioned, what innovations is our industry needing, was the first part. Like, what do you guys feel?
You'll see a lot of cool stuff coming down the lines, like especially again, like now that like 6 years ago, like I literally started Eastonmade in my basement garage, and like it was just me. Like there's only so much one person can do, and as you grow that group of people around you, you end up with a lot of resources. You end up with a lot of, like, we have a design team at Eastonmade now, and a group of people that help run the shop and work in the shop that are just incredible people. So like right now with us, the sky's the limit. Like what we're trying to do now is just build an incredibly well structured business. So the next step we can achieve that, whatever it may be. And in terms of innovation, you're gonna see some really cool stuff. And on that note, just before I forget it, Nick, you were talking about competitors in business, not wanting to show one another stuff, and going back to the community end of it. Those Woodhound guys, the back 40s, the in the wood yard, GP Outdoors, Joe from Ohio Woodburner, outside of Shibe, like Joe, like all of these guys, Mike Morgan, like all of these guys, they have no idea how much of an impact they have had on this industry. Like these guys go out and put this stuff out there, whether they're running my equipment or a Wolf Ridge or a Brute Force or whatever equipment they're running. They have done such an incredible job to help us build the industry. And like from my perspective, like I owe a huge amount of my success to these guys that go out there and have put this stuff out on YouTube. And in terms of my end of it, to show how we build something in the shop, like I know of my competitors building it the same way. Like there's only so many ways you can cut a piece of steel. There's only so many ways you can weld a piece of steel. You know what I mean? So it's not. Yeah. And like my competitors are sharp people. Like they're like Chris Wolf, awesome. He's an incredibly brilliant man. Like Chris knows how I'm doing it. I don't even need to show him, and I know he can guess exactly what I'm doing, and vice versa, right? So it's there's no need to hide that. And then the community that has been built around this firewood industry, and splitting wood and chainsaws and stuff. It's so incredible that all these channels are popping up, and these guys are doing such a fantastic job of it.
I think it's good to note there, and Buckin, you can jump in, but I think it's good to note because Buckin, you've been through this with growing your channel, that impact, like you talked about. It's important to, for a small channel, I think, not to sell themselves out right off the bat and just do just anything and everything. I think it's important to have a connection and to what you're promoting and talking about. I think on both sides, I think there's a business side that might be, that I think you just spoke about, Andrew, of how powerful the impact can be for people talking about your products on YouTube and how valuable that is to a business. And then I also think that on the other side of the fence, for a consumer to see what's going on in the industry and being that connected to a brand. Joe had mentioned just even the one cool thing about his experience with I think he has an Axis. I could be wrong. Eastonmade Axis. Was I think he said something about a lines breaking or something like that in his series or something. You guys fix it, but he's like, it was the customer service standing behind the product. You're out there, every day on videos and everything else, and you were able to like solve that problem. And he said that made it like a perfect manufacturing. Like you're like the perfect manufacturer for him, watching your content, being involved and standing behind your product. And then, for him to use the splitter, he said it worked really well for his workflow. So I just wanted to mention that because he may be watching tonight, but maybe you could talk on that too, of like the feedback.
Yeah. And I can, in that respect, like, in terms of service end of it and warranty and stuff like that, like we warranty stuff that's 3 or 4 years old. If it's broken, it shouldn't have broken. We'll look after you. Like it's like there's lots of times where I bought equipment and something go wrong, and there's so much friction and resistance to get something simple fixed or whatever that it doesn't need to be that way. Like we want to make sure your business is growing and your business is doing well, because if your business isn't doing well and growing, then my business isn't doing well and growing. We really want to make sure the people that we have sold wood splitters to are going to be successful in what they're doing. And again, that goes back to the YouTube thing and growing the channel and showing people how to do things and run things. And like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything, but to have different ideas and have, again, the community, the Woodhound guys, everybody's doing something a little bit different. So everybody gets a good idea and can build off that and can be successful with it.
That's a good point.
Do you have anything to add there, Buckin, or
Well, I mean, I'm a manual kind of a fella, old school kind of. And when you're talking about innovations, that's just going to be a few more sit-ups and a few more curls and a few more. I mean, I got to be honest. That's not because I'm not smart. It's because of who I am as a person. When I came on and started talking about axes and it wasn't hey, I think I'll talk about axes. And Nick, you touched on it. It's my life. I've been doing it. I'm talking about kindergarten style.
Yep.
But that's just the way it was around here where we grew up. Everybody had a wood stove. It was your chores. That's what you did. So it's not a surprise. So, but Nick, you talked about it, and I want to actually I don't know if this is out of the blue or not, but if you're planning on opening, and I see this a lot, and I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about opening up a YouTube channel and you see somebody successful doing a wood, doing something with an axe or firewood or a power saw. If you see this guy doing good like Buckin Billy Ray or August Hunneke or somebody, if it's not your passion, but you think it's cool, but you've only been doing it for 6 months or a year and you think it's great, unless your channel is going to be called novice woodsman, follow my journey, never done it before, check me out. That would be interesting. But
yeah,
if you're coming across as like you know what you're, I hope I'm trying to convey this.
No,
thing.
yeah.
If you're a woodworker, go with what you can do. Get passionate behind what you're passionate. Share that passion with somebody. I'm a wood guy. I'm an axe and a chainsaw fire. I'm a wood man. That's what I am.
So and Andrew grew up around the wood business as well too.
He's the same. He's the same deal. And there's 5 million more just like me. Some are quiet, some are loud and crazy like I am. We all share this thing about, it's just like the thing about Husky still. What's the best saw? What's the best wood splitter? What's the best? It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. It truly does. Does it run? Does it cut? Are you happy when you run it? Like, is your soul vibe? Are you excited to be a man? Then it doesn't matter what name's on it.
And as you build it, it lends to new experiences. Like Andrew, he, his community that he's built here, getting this going, he's been able to take that. It's all, both of you guys, it's all behind what you're doing, not just that individual business.
Exactly.
You're getting into building axes, and that's a storyline in itself. And you got the forge set up, and you're working on that. And Andrew's buying rock machine companies and paving. Tell me about that. But I mean, your community is there to follow you. So even though it's something you can add in and make sense, talk about that, Andrew, a little bit, because this has led to progression.
Oh yeah, like in terms of that, like I like Buckin said, like if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna do something on YouTube, do something that you're passionate about, that you really enjoy doing, that you can get excited about. Me, I like building things. I really love building equipment. So I had the opportunity to buy a stone maker. They're literally right across the road from our shop, and we've done a bunch of work for them back and forth. The machine is such a cool, awesome machine, and it works so well. And there's so many landscape guys that could make such great use out of this piece of equipment. However, it just was one of those things that I don't know why it didn't really take off. I don't know whether there wasn't the marketing behind it or what there, but I I'm so impressed with how the machine works and what it does. It's something that I'm going to be able to take and build on, and I think we're going to have tremendous success with it, because like there's a handful of companies that are building them overseas and stuff, but nobody's building it to the quality of which we can build it to, and the performance level, what we're going to be able to achieve with it. And I think it's going to be one of those things. It's a lot like a sawmill, like 40, 50 years ago, there was no such thing as a portable sawmill, right? There were only great big ones, and nobody had one. Where with a stone maker, I think it's going to be the same idea, where every landscaper guy in the country is gonna need one. He's gonna want one to be able to produce his product and do custom stuff and do cool stuff. So,
hey, I want to thank a few people. Yank Doodle Diesel, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Smitty's Chainsaws and Firewood, $10 super chat. Joe Reynes, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, man. You guys are truly supportive of this, and we're doing what we can, and I love helping you guys out and seeing you guys make videos. So the chat has been pretty wild. So I know we've missed you in the chat. We're gonna have a little section to talk to the chat. I do want to touch on a couple more things if you guys are cool with that.
How many people are watching, Nick?
There's 185 people in here. Friends, Twisted Tips just threw a super chat. Appreciate that, but
Thanks.
I mean, truly a blessing, and it really does help. So I thank you guys tremendously, even for being here. A like, a comment, a share, anything you can do that helps out and helps inspire the community. I see Josh Brandenburg's in here. I believe Josh just had a birthday not too long ago. So Josh, great to see you. Jeff Schroeder's in here. Jeff Salisbury.
Schroeder.
Yep. Zeth with a super chat. Thank you, Zeth. I appreciate you, man.
Salisbury.
Yeah, this is what it is. So, and then YouTube, you have let's talk about the everyday struggles of building it. So people are building these businesses, firewood businesses. It all comes with pain points. You guys talk about, we were just talking about like the whole thing coming together and community, but then you also have the areas of like, you have to be invested, just like you said, that you have to really know what you're talking about, or really do what really inspires you and ignites the fire behind you. But you're also, it's a commitment of time. You see people that come and go on YouTube, or they make a couple videos or they get to 1,000 subscribers and they're like, wow, this is hard. And then they stop. And Andrew, you spoke about that before. Mention that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know what? I was really fortunate. Probably 3 or 4 years ago, I had worked with a couple of guys, Chris and Kevin. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the What a Beardsman before. I got the chance to work with these guys. They do an incredible job of structuring a video. They do an incredible job of editing it. These guys are really, really awesome, and they have a Kevin's channel has 300,000 or 400,000 subs under Modern Self-Reliance, and then Chris's is the What a Beardsman. He's a little over 1 million subs right now. But I had the opportunity to work with these guys a little bit, and that's what they said. I said, like, how did you, like, when I was first starting out, like I asked, how do you get there? Like, how do you progress to that stage? And Chris says, you just got to kick the horse. You literally just have to keep going with it. Like it wouldn't just, like Buckin said, just do what you enjoy doing. Like if you enjoy axes, if you enjoy wood splitters, if you enjoy cars, whatever you're passionate about and enjoy doing, just continue doing it and sharing it with people. Because that's what this is all about, is just sharing your experiences with people and helping them out and showing them what you enjoy and sharing your passion with other people. That's the biggest thing with it. And you really got to, like I said, you just got to kick the horse and just keep doing. And then eventually, and again, the other thing I found too, I was really fortunate that with Facebook, I was able to grow quite a large following on Facebook there privately and through our business there. And again, going back to the targeted marketing, I share a lot of the videos to all the firewood groups, and then you'd be able to put that video in front of people that were interested in it.
Yep.
And that goes leaps and bounds. Again, you can put, in terms of growing the channel, you can put a video up on YouTube of all you want, but if you don't put it in front of the people that are going to watch it, you might not have quite as good a success as what you would normally have. And it's the same as I have with growing Eastonmade. Like I've been very conscientious of where I've invested money into advertising, that I make sure I put it in front of the right people that are going to want to see that.
And you're investing your time.
Well, that's exactly it. Like it's the same as putting like a big ad in a newspaper. That's fantastic. Lots of people get the newspaper, but if they're not going to notice it or engage with it, it's not going to. The advertising dollars isn't going to make sense. It's not beneficial.
I think that's an important part, and I can't stress it enough because of what I do in marketing and I run Facebook ads for businesses. I run digital ads and you know, for all kinds of different industries. And the hardest thing I have is to communicate, like, you know, this isn't take your commercials and put them on YouTube and hope you're going to do well. This is actually get on there and communicate and I wouldn't just say build an audience, but it's friendships, it's relationships building. I think that's a very important part about it. And I just think it's so valuable that it's hard to put a number on, but I think it's like the number one thing to do. And for Buckin and a channel like Buckin, where he gets, you know, bigger and bigger and these channels grow and all of our channels grow, it's like brands look out to that. And you have to kind of filter who you're working with and the brands that you really believe in and you want to work with. So, and I know Buckin, I mean, you could speak on that because you get emails, I mean, thousands of axe requests and thousands of requests for a lot of things. And I've watched you turn down dollars because it didn't fit at the time.
Yeah. And you know, I struggle with that one. I'll be honest, I do, because I'll tell you something. When I opened up this YouTube channel, I know nothing about making money on YouTube. I didn't come here. I didn't go, I'm going to open up a YouTube channel and make some money. That was not me. I didn't even know it. I knew people could make a living on YouTube because there was YouTube sensations back in that day.
Yeah.
But me, it was more about, when I get old and busted up and gray and all smashed up, I can say, look what we did. There it is. That was why I came here initially. And as we all know, things morph as you go along. So I just have chosen, and I worked. I didn't come to YouTube because I lost my job or this. I worked. I've always worked. So I have to believe in something, Nick. I have a thing. It's called integrity. Everybody has it. Everybody has different levels. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're running a YouTube channel and a company reaches out to you and you need money to help scale your YouTube channel, do a sponsored video. Freaking do it. It's a tool that's out there for you to help you buy cameras, to help you do whatever. I just have chosen not to go that route till this point. But I'm going to tell you something. This year, we're going to do some freaking amazing stuff. And I'm going to get hooked in with a couple of companies that hit me here. And I know that the community will agree with it. Nothing will change as far as content goes. I've always been one of them kids that's doing his own thing. You know, the Sesame Street song. I've always been that dude. So it's just that it has to mean something to me, Nick. It has to. Power soft pants means something to me. A wedge pouch means something to me. Work clothes do mean something to me. I'm a vest guy. I've always been a vest guy because I work outside. Yeah, Nick. And I like vests because they keep your torso warm and yet you've got movement. And I'm always working like this. I'm same with Andrew. You're always flipping your arms around and working. Yeah. So this year I think we'll get a couple things going with a couple different companies. You know, we've been in touch with, remember the JK Boots reached out to me and made us a set of boots. So I don't want to keep going off about that, but I think. No,
but I mean, it's important, I think, to see both sides because it's an interesting dynamic. Nobody seems to want to talk about it. And I think it's really cool because normally when you're podcasting, you might be interviewing one person. I'm sure you and I are going to do some things together. I'm sure Andrew and I will do some things together. But to have the dynamic of business and a guy that took a chance on sending something to the community to help out and send something over to you that's worked well, I think demonstrates some of the power of that and the inspiration of giving, which we all talk about as being, give more than you take. And there's a pile of people that I've seen, even Buckin, Bruce and Robin Manley, that they're always supportive of,
Incredible.
Just everything that we're inspiring. But it's not even just on YouTube, and it's not even our YouTube channels. There are people like those guys that, Bruce and Robin, they're supporting the horses and saving the horses all across the world. I mean,
they are.
They do those kind of things. So you talk about going through the drive-through and getting the person behind you, but there's a lot of things that people are helping with. Jay Daniels, guys, they just salt of the earth kind of people that want to see you and want to help you and want to push you and be there for you, even if it's just for a conversation.
And to be part of it, Nick. I think folks, it's in our nature to want to be part of something good. I really do believe that about the human being. If they can't make up something for themselves, I think they really want to be part of something that's good in nature. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it does to me.
You hit the nail right on the head there. And then, again, going back to the community thing, and we've culture around, whether it be around your business or around your YouTube channel or whatever, that goes a long, long, long way. If you have, if you can build that culture where everybody's pleasant and happy, it goes so much, your days go so much easier. Everything is so much easier to have a good attitude when you're doing things, and it helps out immensely because people want to come and join it and want to be part of something that's growing and doing well. They really do. And I don't think it matters who you are. Me, Buckin, Nick, whoever, everybody wants to be part of something that's doing well and part of a community that they feel welcome
in. And even maybe lift up others that maybe are having a tough time too. I think both. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it goes both ways. You know what I mean? I think that sometimes I've gotten so many messages. I'm sure I know Buckin gets them. You guys get them. It's helpful to help people, especially when they're down, and say, hey, you know what? Pick up the camera, make another video. I know it's not the answer for today. It might not get you out of your ditch today, but just do something to be involved. And it doesn't matter if it's, something as simple as a comment or a like, or just be involved in some way, shape, or form, contribute and keep your head up. I think that's important as well.
What's kind of neat about this whole thing that we're talking, I honestly, if you haven't already figured it out, but I love YouTube, man. I love it for many reasons. I see no negative with YouTube, but I don't see negative as a rule. I just don't look for it. I don't see it. That's why it don't come around me. But like a guy like Andrew, like Andrew, you're on YouTube to build community, yes, but you're building a product and promoting a business and building a business and a community at the exact same time. It's really interesting to watch. But it's working because you're working it, buddy. And I'm just going to say that right now. You're hands-on, man. And you're not hard to listen to.
He was in the paint booth. He was in the paint booth the other night while he was guys, I'm just putting in the work. And that's the grind. And then he's on talking to us for a few minutes while we're just coordinating a time to do this. And then he's jumping right back into the next thing. And that's how I live. I know that's how you live. And it seems like that's right where Andrew's at as well.
Yeah. No. And I think going back to what the Buckin was saying, you got to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're waking up in the morning and not going and doing what you like doing, or if you're going to a job that you don't like going to, don't go and do something you enjoy doing. Even if you're not going to make as much money, or if it's going to be, if you're not waking up and being excited to get up in the morning and do something you like doing, you've got to change something. And I think the big part of it too, going back to the people being people thing, everybody has bad days, and I think when you have a community as such, and you can relate that to people, that everybody has a bad day. It doesn't matter who you are. everybody has the same struggles. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody worries about money. Everybody worries about relationship. Everybody, that's the way the human mind works. So that's it. And it's good to know that other people are having the same, are going through the same stuff too, right? And I think that's a big part of, again, the community and stuff too, right? So
you're darn tooting it is. Yeah, it makes you not feel alone, basically, in a sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And
100%.
YouTube could be kind of lonely. I know a lot of people that feel like they're stuck, that started their channels. They feel like they're kind of, you can have a lot of people around you in business, but not everybody's going to see that same, the same vision you have for building what you're doing. I mean, I know when I first started personally, it was like, people that didn't really understand what I was like. Why do you want to just pick up a camera and make this more complicated? Let's just go have fun and do this thing. And I'm like, I really want to film this because I think people would watch it. And it was the way that I like to I guess have fun. So it brought like a whole new light that like, that's how I like to have fun, is by filming it. Like I enjoy capturing the moments, whether it's just a campfire or spending time with my friends or family or whatever else. I think all of us, you can go back and look at that stuff. And even if it's not business or money or dollars related, both you guys are building some really cool videos. And Andrew, even with looking back, Buckin, looking back to where you started from and where you're at today, and having those memories and those moments and the friendships you made along with that. I just think that's so powerful, guys. I don't even know if that was a question. It was more of, it's truly a blessing to do this.
Yeah, it sure is. I and on that, I've seen and spoken to people who have opened up channels and have shut them down because of the anti-positive piece of the human nature. I'm telling you straight goods. I have. And for anyone who's here tonight watching, that's been with me for longer than 4 or 5 years, like from the beginning, I have never, I don't go there. I just don't. I'm proud of that. I'm telling you, and I'll speak about it till the day I finish doing YouTube. You will not see me. You won't see it. You're not going to see it. And I'll tell you something. People will ask, well, how I'm going to open up a channel. What do you think I should do? I say, do this. Don't respond till you know what I'm talking about. I can't even say the freaking words because it gives it energy. Don't respond to anything but positivity or love. You're going to see it. Oh, trust me, you're going to see it. You have a choice. You have a choice. You're either going to bite the hook and he's going to grab you and he's going to start reeling you, or he's going to sit there and go, there's nothing biting today. Well, nothing's ever bit on my channel. Nothing. It ain't going to happen. I ain't got time for it. So
and you're absolutely right, Buck. I mean, like, I know I've gone through that myself. I have bit that hook before, and I'll tell you, like when I first started doing this log splitter thing, like even like the local community, people around me, social media, like I'll tell you, I took an awful kick on there for a while, a lot of negativity, but like I knew this industry well from being in it and doing it for so long, that there was a huge gap for people that needed something really, really good. So I knew at the end of it, like we're going to come out on top. But I'll tell you that first year, 2 years on social media and in the community, like it was it was a pretty rough go there for support, anyways. And once you start doing it, and again, if you respond to the positivity and forget the negative stuff, and just remember that you're gonna be miles and miles and miles ahead of it.
I agree.
You absolutely will be.
Well, you mentioned that even with business and YouTube and getting started, like you said this the other night, and it was just quick. We were just kicking the can. We only talked for a few minutes, but that's what sometimes gets people to quit. Buckin just mentioned it, like you said, you know what I mean? Like people will come on and they think it's going to be all really easy, and just they know it's going to take some work, but if you fight through it and you choose to where you're going to put your energy. But you mentioned this the other night. You've seen channels come up, they get going, and then gone. They're just done. They give up.
Yeah. And it's funny too, going back to the loving the YouTube thing. I'll tell you, I will post videos on different social media. That's the same videos, the same content, and YouTube is almost always positive. Like even from when I started, it's almost always positive. You go onto other platforms, and I have no idea why there's so much of that other stuff. I don't get it at all. And going back to what Buckin was saying about the guy that's been at this for 3 or 4 months and giving somebody advice on what to do, that's what it is. Is you get people like that are giving you advice on what to do, and they really, and it's fine. It's fine if you say, oh, well, I don't necessarily know, but to come out and not like an expert, it's very, very, very hard to, or it's. I don't know why people do that. I don't understand it at all. I don't know why they gotta puff their chest out or what. I don't understand it.
Because they can, brother.
That's got to be it. I don't know whether they're bored or what.
but I will say one thing, and I'll say this to that, just because we're talking about it. And I only know this because I've experienced it. And how can you be nice to someone if you're actually feeling really crappy about yourself and your situation in your life? You're not employed. Your hands are all soft like a little, do you know what I mean? You're not where you want to be in your life. How can you, it's very hard. You can do it. You can be happy for others, but it's very difficult. You have to be a very strong spiritual person and be comfortable in your skin. But I think most people just aren't happy with their position in life and where they're at. So they come at you. I don't know what else to do.
I agree with you. And on that note, it's taken a lot, like as you grow and as you mature and progress through life in general, you kind of, or at least I know I have learned to be content. Like I don't really want to, like, I don't, what else do I need? I've got a beautiful wife and three wonderful children, and I don't really need much more than that. I'm happy with what I got, and there's, I don't need a whole lot more. Like, you really got to look around and see what you have and what we're fortunate to have, especially being where we are in the Western world here. Like, if you want something over here, just all you got to do is go get it.
That's it.
Yeah, hard work. I want to thank a few people: Jay Daniels, Doug Willer, Christopher. Yep. Christopher Vivis, Wayne Polson, Hicks Hickory. These are guys, I mean, friends of mine. I mean, I can't believe I appreciate it so much. You don't even know how this helps for us to do some things. I think there's going to be some exciting things this year in the form of giving back. I think, me, Buckin, and Andrew talked about that, of things we'd like to do. So just know that all of you guys are included. And we could take a look at the chat while Buckin stepped away and see who's here. We got Michael White, old timer, CJ's info. There's some funny questions that people had that were submitted. I saw a couple of those. We're gonna jump into a couple, but yeah, very cool to see everybody here this evening.
Oh yeah, I'm up for just about anything, Nick. I'm kind of an open book here.
No, that's the cool thing about this, man. is just good night, GP Outdoors. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming up, Gord.
Yeah, that's awesome. It really is a cool thing, and I appreciate you guys, jumping on. I want to talk about, we talked about community giving back. There's a couple things before we call it a night here, and because I think we've kept people hopefully entertained. Hopefully you got some value out of this conversation. But advice for those getting started, whether it be business, entrepreneurship, getting started in or outside of YouTube, and maybe even including YouTube in that. But what would you say to Buckin? Do you want to start, or Andrew? Do you want to start with that, or?
We kind of touched a little bit on that. I think just you're talking about in life and in general, or YouTube, Nick.
Just getting started, with whatever their passion is. Like, what would be a piece of advice you would give? Well, here I know, and let's talk about this, because you mentioned this. for 2022, us three did talk about the youth and what we can do to inspire the youth, and what you would recommend people to do to get started.
Here's what I'm going to say. All I know, okay, and I'm big on this one, okay. All I know is what happened to me. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know where you come from unless you tell me. So, all I know for me, when it came time, when I got right with me, I knew that I was happy on a power saw. That's all I knew. And I made a decision to myself that going forward at 27 years old, that it was time to be happy at what I do in my job. Not just I'm talking work, okay? Starting a business. I left a 7-year job. I told my boss, I gotta go. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm not happy. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go sell firewood. He looked at me, with the cockeyed look and said, don't do it. So what I say to you is sit quietly and ask yourself, what is it that I like to do? What makes me happy? And if you think you can't turn that into a means, then guess what? You can't. Think about that one. If you think you can't, you can't.
You can't.
I never thought that I couldn't. There was no trying. I was going to do it. I was going to buy a power saw, and I was going to sell firewood, and I was going to bring it to people's homes, and they were going to give me cash in my hand, and I was going to have a smile on my face and all barked up and dirtied up, and here you go, and I'll take the money. I don't mind working for my money. I don't mind working for it. So you pick what it is that you like to do. Because if you're thinking you're going to do something for money, but you don't really enjoy it, but maybe the money will make me happy, you might be mistaken. That's all I'm going to say on that.
You are absolutely right. If you're in this for money, you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. And on that note, contradictory to what I just said, if you're doing this, make sure you're making money at it. Make sure you're not going to sell yourself short. Because if you're going to sell that cord of wood for $60 and the guy down the road selling for $100, why is his cord worth $100? Yours worth $60?
Exactly.
Like, you're worth it. You're worth that money. If you're doing a good job and have a good service, a good product, don't sell yourself short. You're worth that money. If you're passionate about it and you know you're doing a good job, and you have to make sure that you're looking after yourself, or it's going to be a lot more difficult than what it should be. And you have to believe in what you're doing. If you think that it's right, and you think you're doing well, and you know you're looking after people, it goes miles and miles. Like obviously, it doesn't matter who you are in business. You're always going to have bad days. You're always going to have customers that you're going to have issues with. Like, no matter what, it's life. That's just what it is. But at the end of the day, if you know you've done the right thing and done everything that you possibly can, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be satisfied with what you've done.
That's the truth of it. And touching one more thing on this, because this is what I ended up doing, speaking strictly about firewood and selling firewood. Because if you've ever sold firewood, you know that you've got the story about the guy phoning you up or the old lady phoning you up and say, that's short. I measured it and it's short. Listen, save yourself the hassle. Take your measurements in your truck. I don't care whether it's 25 feet long, one row at 4 feet high. I don't care what it is. It's 128 cubic feet. That's what it is. You can measure it however you want to do it. But when you think you got a cord on your truck and you think it might be a little skinny, that'll do. No, it won't do, because that's what'll happen to your business. It'll just kind of do. Throw an extra couple wheelbarrows on there so that you know when they stack that, they go, oh my goodness, this is actually over a cord. You'll be surprised. That'll take you right to the end of the game.
You will be completely and totally shocked when you go that extra mile. And again, like that little bit of effort to put that little bit more wood on with that wheelbarrow, or whatever it is that you're going to do. it's going to go a long ways for people. You want to make sure that you're delivering more than what you bargained for, again, at the end of the day, that's what makes you feel good when you drop that off, and that customer calls you and says, "Oh, that was a beautiful load of firewood. Thank you so much." Or for us, like we get it. Like, oh my God, I can't believe how amazing this machine is. I can't believe how heavy this machine's built and how rugged it is and how it's put together. That's what makes you feel good, and that's what makes you want to get up tomorrow morning and keep going. Even if you had a bad day, you know that's going to be the result in the week. And as long as you know that you've done your best to do that, you're going to be content. You're going to be happy with it. You're going to be happy with what's going on, even if you have a bad day. You're not going to have a bad day. It's going to be a not such a good day. It's not going to be a bad day.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be not such a good day.
That's it.
And you can get started, and if you put that effort in, like you guys are talking about, you can build whatever you want. You can always hit upload, and you can get going. And the channels that you guys are inspiring, you can always hit upload.
Turn on the camera.
Turn on, get it going. I mean, look at the channels. Tin Man Saw is our buddy, man. Like, look at what he's built. You can be just, hey, I work somewhere, I come home, I want to work on stuff, I'm passionate about it, fire up the camera, learn, get involved, and you can make a heck of a channel. And he's built a great channel. I mean, I've seen some really great channels, and there's some small channels up and coming that I think are going to be great. They're just going through those growth pains. It's just a tremendous thing. Giving back 2022, the youth in the community. I do want to just jump in here with some super chats. Country Boy Gas Garage, I was just able to check out your channel today. Thank you for popping over and all your comments. Lumberjack Smokestack, and if I missed one, I truly apologize. They're going so fast. Woodruff Woods, Buckin, Billy Ray, I love your channel, and you have made me love the history of timber. We got Lyle Davis for the Mini Pixel Fund. That's thank you, Lyle. That's very, very helpful. I told some people yesterday, I sat through a 3-hour breastfeeding class yesterday. So
I love it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I know
a lot. Yeah, here I thought I was an expert, but I guess not. Mountain Life with David and Kelsey, $4.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate you truly. And let's see here. Rugged Timber. Thank you guys for doing this. Very informative, uplifting, and positive. Chippy's ATV. It's a great live, folks. I think he's right. Manitoba right now. It's seal weather, but this stuff is warming. That's very cool because it's cold up there. Country Boy Gas Garage. Really, again, appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are great. I appreciate that so much. There's another one from Country Boy Gas Garage. So I thought we could maybe spend a little time. I think we've answered, unless you guys have like an ending. I think we've done most of the things that we've wanted to talk about. If you guys have anything or want to spend some time with those in the chat, we could do that as well. This was a fly-by night, just kick it off and get it going. So we wanted to have some fun. And if you do, we're going to be watching some channels this year because I think me and Andrew and Buckin are going to be doing something special in the form of giving back on different levels for the youth. If you guys throw, I do have something. I'm going to pick a random person in the chat tonight as well. So if you guys throw Ignite the Fire, if you're fired up for 2022, you're starting a small business, you're getting, just Ignite the Fire, all one word smashed together in the chat. Throw that up there. You can spam the chat with that if you'd like. But there's people that want to get an Eastonmade access eventually. Very cool stuff. Don't be hard on yourself. Give it your all. Very cool comments. John Hudson. The Hudsons are friends. I'll take 2 splitters, Jeff Schroeder said. So you got to send 2 splitters up to Jeff there, man. So Ignite the Fire, exactly like this. Let me just see something here. Ignite the Fire. Throw that in the chat just like that. And but we're going to be watching some channels. I'll let you guys finish up here. We're going to be definitely following channels this year, watching what people are putting up, doing our best to give back. I appreciate everybody that's joined in tonight. I see there's 4 people that have used that properly. So spam the chat with Ignite the Fire for a few minutes. You don't even have to use the hashtag. Just Ignite the Fire, all one word. Nothing more, nothing less. And while you guys are spamming the chat, why don't you guys finish off? Either one of you guys can go first and talk about 2022. What does Ignite the Fire mean for you guys, 2022?
Andrew, go ahead.
Well, I think the big thing with all of us here is we really want to give back to the communities and the people that have helped us build these communities, and help somebody out along the way and help people out in their adventure and what they're doing. We really want to make sure that we can actually help somebody, help people that have gone that far out of their way to support us. I think that's the big thing with it, guys. So
I like that, and that's what it is. You said it. It's about giving back. But one thing that has, for me, has stood out. I think more so in the last year, it's kind of been on my forefront, and that you mentioned it a few times tonight, Nick, and that's the youth, or that that youth could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be in the teens. It could be a young man who maybe has had a bit of a rougher go, and maybe has no dad, and has a hard start in life, but yet he's a hard-working young man, and he just wants to work hard, and he's trying to open a firewood business, say, just something like that. We just gave a power saw away on the channel. You wouldn't believe this kid. He's sending me videos. He's running this thing steady. It's changed his whole outlook. He wants to be a woodman. He's just it. So that's kind of what I'm going to focus on this year. One of the things I'm going to focus on is helping the youth. Just helping the broken man too. That's another. YouTube is such a neat way to reach people. There's a lot of people out there that
I agree.
You know what I mean, Nick? There's lots of folks out there that it's not easy for everybody. Life's not that easy for
It's been tough for it's been tough for a lot of people. I have plenty of people reaching out, and I try to do the best I can to help them. And the YouTube thing is definitely it's one way to connect and help lift spirits up.
Yeah. So
I think so too, guys. And I think the biggest thing is communicating. Was like everybody's human. Everybody's a person. Everybody goes through the same emotion, the same stresses, and like it doesn't matter who you are. You could be 60 years old, or you could be 20 years old, or whatever age you want to be. Like you have the same. Your conscience is always the same. You're always gonna have the same. Same struggles and same fears, and the biggest thing is being able to conquer those, and as you do and go through life, it you really opens your mind up to new things and what's possible too. So
it's it, and don't be afraid to work hard. Don't be afraid to just work hard. It's you're not going to get judged for working hard. Work harder than the next guy. Work harder than the guy beside you. If you want to stand out, you want to make a way, then work hard. Just work hard.
Absolutely, and then like that, and it makes it like you always preach about this. It makes you feel good. Like if you know that you've gone and you've done your absolute best, and you're physically exhausted, you're mentally exhausted. It actually makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something.
Absolutely. That's how I roll.
We got a super chat here. I would like to know if Billy knows Man Edge axes from Woodruff Woods.
Yes, I do. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Yeah, old company. Old, I think from Maine, or Pennsylvania, I'm not sure, but very old company.
So we have 41 people with the Ignite the Fire so far that did the Ignite the Fire, all one word. What I'd like to do tonight is I'm going to provide you, if you're starting a YouTube channel or start your business, you'd like me to get pick something up. We're going to do just a $50 gift card for people that are in the chat. So if you've been active the whole time tonight, throw the Ignite the Fire up there real quick. We'll do that. And then we have some exciting things. You're going to want to be a part of Buckin's channel and Andrew's channel. Make sure you guys throw up a little love to Andrew from Eastonmade Wood Splitters for all that he's doing in the community and helping out. And he's doing a lot of things in the background. Not everything, like I said, what the Manly's doing and what people do on YouTube. Not everybody's looking for a pat on the back. There's a lot of people helping a lot of people out in the background. And there's a lot of people like most of you in the community here in the chat. That's helping. Okay. That's helping. The thumbs up, the thumbs down, engagement on channels is helping. So just know that that's very important to creators, big or small. Anytime you leave a comment, it's helpful. You never know when you're lifting somebody's spirit up. There's just so many things that this live stream isn't about. What really I feel, I wanted to bring these guys on. I thought they could add some tremendous value, talking from both, the business aspect and just inspiring people to create. So we got 50 in there now. I'm going to do a quick drawing. I guess I didn't really think about putting it up on the screen, but I'll take a screenshot of it so people know I'm not cheating the system here. But we're going to get those going. We're going to draw. It's bouncing around. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to take a moment and say I've done, over the 52 years that I've been floating around here, I've done business with a lot of people through the years.
All right.
And business shouldn't be that hard. It wasn't hard with Andrew, and I want to thank Andrew again for helping me be able to give back more on my end by your machine. It's really helped us a lot, and I want to thank you for that.
Oh, and I know I probably speak for everybody in here. Like the whole kindness thing, that goes a long ways. If you can be nice to somebody too, if you can go through your day and tell somebody to look nice or whatever, you can make somebody feel good. It's gonna make you feel that much better. When you're kind and nice to somebody, it goes. Your day is gonna go so much better. And I appreciate the message that you guys preach, and it's just absolutely amazing to let me be a part of it and help the community out. It really means the world to me to be able to do that with you guys. So,
well, I'm truly honored to have both of you guys here. And the winner, look at that. See something, who did a video for me tonight, and it's just random. I'm telling you, this whole thing's random. It was the StreamYard picker. I have it on the screen. I took a screenshot of it. Tasman. Kenny Fuller.
No way.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to do this just because. Let me pull this up. Look at that. So I just did the random giveaway. Oh, you can't. It's probably not going to show, but it's Tasman, Kenny Fuller. I took a picture of it. So Tasman, we'll be sending you that to help you out. That's very cool because he's getting his channel going. And
yes, he is.
There you go. And he did a nice little shout out for the stream tonight and said, hey, go over there. And that doesn't go unnoticed. And when people do that kind of stuff, I know that Tin Man shared it. A few other guys shared it. And man, Tin Man, he's a guy to watch because he's an instructor. He needs to teach me. He's a good teacher, and it's good. I like learning from over there. But listen, if you've supported me in any way, shape, or form, or this channel and the Ignite the Fire podcast and these businesses, make sure you just reach out. If I missed you tonight, any which way, if I can help you, we have the Discord channel. You're welcome to join the Discord community and talk in there. We had a couple Chippy's ATV super chats, CJ's info super chat. Start somewhere, he says. Good stuff. Lumberjack Smokestack, King Custom Garage, Woodruff Woods. Just it's ongoing. We can go on forever. Wow. What a blessing. Thank you all so much. Casterman too, the moderators here, just everybody. I know it's hard to name people because you're going to forget so many people. And after the stream, do you guys ever do that where you're just like, oh, it's, but if you've had any influence on this place, I truly appreciate it. 20-minute. We did talk about this, Buckin. Andrews we're going to maybe do like a little 30-minute phone call with somebody that we pick as well.
Yeah.
So there might be some wood splitters involved and maybe a little business call for somebody that's getting started, like a 30-minute phone call in 2022 that we can help any which way you can. You'll get a chance to talk to Buckin, me, Andrew, and see how we can help you grow your YouTube or just want to kick the can for 30 minutes, we're going to do that as well.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for just about anything, guys. I'm easy.
So
Oh.
we're on the lookout too, Nick. Just so you know, I mean, you got to be careful what you say, because everybody, next thing you know, it's like, hey, I'm doing this, doing this. But I'm telling you, I'm on the lookout. I'm on the lookout now. I waited, and I communicated with those two twins and their mom and their dad for a long time, and they were very inspired by the channel and the message, that the stuff that they were doing in their community, like helping the homeless and stuff. And it inspired me to give more to them, to help them. And that's why we did that with that power saw for those youngsters. So we're on the lookout, man. I'm on the lookout.
Well, I think that's it, gentlemen. Do you think, is there anything else we want? I think that's it. I think we did very well. I'd like to invite all of you guys, if you gave my channel a chance and you subscribed, I thank you for that as well. I appreciate you with the comments, everything. I know the stream wasn't as interactive with just the chats as much as we could be, but I hope that you understand that it was pretty wild, and it's hard to manage all these things by yourself. One man, and a few people helping me out there. My wife's upstairs with the baby, and she was I even saw her in the comments too. So
can we see more? Can we see more videos from Nick Pixel in 2022?
I'm it's growth pains. I'm doing the same thing, and it's very. I'm going to try my hardest. I definitely have some people lined up that want to jump on the podcast and have some conversation and kind of keep this conversation going. I think there's some things that you and I can do, Buck. And I think there's some things Andrew and I could do, because it's hard when you have three people, whereas, when you have one-on-one, you can really jump into things. But I think the dynamic between how your relationship started, really, if it doesn't come across the way we wanted it to, it's really about how powerful this place is and what you can accomplish, and you can tackle and do the things you want to do. So anybody that's out there thinking about something or really wants to do something, my only thing is go. So I want to go as well. And we're all doing the same things. Andrew, Buck, and me. We got business, we got life, we got all these things that hit us, and you have to prioritize. So I personally want to try to do the best I can to contribute and make content that is just fun for the world to watch, and just the same as many of you, and just know it's not as easy as that's it's not easy. You just got to do it. So that's I'm committed to building this. I never would have thought that would be doing all this stuff right here, right now, just like many of you. I would have never. I can't honestly find the words sometimes, because I would have never expected the support, and it's crazy, really. Like the friendships you build out of it, even if it's not a lot of subscribers. I know I don't have the biggest channel, but the friendships you make out of it, and you never know who's watching. You can have 2 or 3 people, and to a business, you could have 2 or 3 people that maybe want to buy your product, or maybe want to support you, or maybe want to be involved, or maybe it's a connection that's like, hey, I know this guy, and he can help you do this that you're struggling with, and I have that connection. I'll share it with you. To me, that's what I want to help people with, and share some of my tech knowledge and things like that with the world. So
let's make human beings strong again.
Yeah.
Let's make human beings strong human beings, helping human beings. That's what
I agree 100%.
I'm in.
Hey, you did a good job, Nick. Thanks for all
your... It was first one. So it,
it's awesome.
It's a different
I had a great night, and I really appreciate everything from both channels and both guys. It really was a pleasure to come on here. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. It's no different than sitting around the kitchen table with a couple of buddies for me. So
good deal.
Well, I truly appreciate both of your times. I enjoyed it very much. Everybody in the chat, if you left a comment, I'll follow back with you later. I'd try to do the best that I can, and I'm just so thankful for this. That's it. That's all. Everybody. Ignite the fire. Let's go, friends. And how's that, Buckin, right?
That's good, brother.
Sounds like a steal, though. I don't think maybe that's not something you would run.
I'm gonna go eat.
Go eat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Hey, take care, guys.
See you later.
Thanks again. Appreciate you. Every one of you. Thank you.